After the Lion Guard trekked to the mystical land that possessed the restorative Tree of Life, the protectors of the Pride Lands encounter the Guardians of the Tree of Life known as the Night Pride. These fierce, brown, nocturnal lions were led by a lioness named Rani, and without knowing it, she would change the life of Simba's son forever. To understand who Rani is, check out my previous video, because today we will be discussing how Kion and Rani develop a relationship, fall in love, and decide to eventually become one. Hello, I'm Isaac from Watso Videos, where we discuss fun topics for fun people. I'm focused on spreading magic by examining Disney, so if you are new here, consider following my adventures on Instagram and subscribing. While Kion and Rani were two lions that seemed to be destined to rise as leaders and partners together, their initial introduction didn't go as smoothly as one would hope. On the Lion Guard's mission to find healing for Kion's scar and Ono's eyes, the Honey Badger Bunga's reckless rock slide at the entrance at the Tree of Life worried Rani, as she believed the visitors could be a threat to her land. Thus, to keep the animals of the Tree of Life safe, together with the Night Pride, they attack. The two groups battle one another in a furious conflict, and for a moment Kion even loses control and unleashes the Roar of the Elders against them, which leaves Rani furious. In response, she commands them to leave and never return. But when Rani tells her grandmother Queen Jana of the conflict they had against a lion with a roar that could send animals flying, Jana recognizes what has come to them. The roar had returned, for long ago, the roar had been discovered and bestowed to the first leader of the Lion Guard there at the Tree of Life.
Right now, I need you to go and welcome this lion and his friends to the Tree of Life. And hurry, before they actually do leave for good.
While Rani remained hesitant of Kion and the Lion Guard, even after her grandmother assures her they will have good intentions, she welcomes them to the Tree of Life as was requested of her. The Lion Guard and Queen Jana introduce themselves, and after hearing of their needs at the tree, the Queen accepts their desires to be healed. Much to Rani's frustration though, Jana explains it will take time for their treatment to be completed. Yes, Rani and Kion's first interaction with one another was not extremely positive and was actually fairly hostile, and soon would only get worse. The Lion Guard had initially caused destruction when they had arrived, had been tracked by predators, and seemed unwilling to take direction. Because of Kion and the Guard, it seemed only danger and chaos were unfolding because of them, but of course that's not who the Lion Guard was. Due to their willingness and persistence to assist the Night Pride, they begin to be able to show their value to the Tree of Life. Rani isn't quick to admit her wrongful judgment, but slowly Rani begins to see the heart of the Lion Guard and learns through conflicts that they actually all work as a pretty good team and can offer valuable assistance. Kion and his friends wanted to cause no trouble at the Tree of Life. They were appreciative of the hospitality and kindness they had received, and were willing to put their team to work to protect the sanctuary they had compromised, which is first seen when they fight off McIntosh's predators for the first time. Through these actions, over time the Lion Guard's members slowly were accepted and trusted by the citizens of the Tree of Life. Kion and his friends' respect for Queen Jana, the Night Pride, and the land they rested in truly was coming through. From these good-natured actions led by Kion, this allowed Rani to open up to the Pridelanders and allowed her to see the leader of the Lion Guard in a new light. By fighting, working, and solving problems together, Kion and Rani both began to open up and venture together down the path of friendship. At the time, Rani and Kion couldn't fully grasp that their lives would soon be intertwined forever as the relationship began to be much kinder and deeper, but at this time they were only able to tell that they were becoming friends. What would eventually transform into a loving relationship was currently just hidden to them, and their connection would especially be overshadowed when Rani was forced to face her destiny as Queen Jana's time within the Circle of Life was almost complete. After fighting off the horrible predators who had again attempted to attack the Tree of Life, Rani, Kion, and the Night Pride were asked to come to Jana's side. While the Queen tells Kion that she regrets that she cannot see his healing complete, she also explains that she feels glad that she was able to see the roar return, and even offers for him the ability to stay at the Tree of Life if he ever desired. Queen Jana then addresses the Night Pride individually, explaining who she hopes each of them will become, ending her final moments by speaking to her granddaughter Rani. Jana then assures Rani, in her absence, Rani's family and friends will remain beside her through this transition to become queen, just before she vanishes forever. Jana's passing broke the hearts of everyone who had looked up to her and had received her goodwill. In the following moments, Kion and Rani willingly open up to one another and show each other how vulnerable and flawed they were.
Thank you, Kion.
Later that day at the Willows, Queen Jana's citizens mourned and said goodbye to their queen, and Rani was alone. Seeing that Rani needed someone to lean on, Kion goes to her. While Rani admits that she was devastated by the loss of her grandmother, she also felt unsure of how she would rule. She had been destined to not only lead the Night Pride, but to rule. But now she began to question whether she was ready. Kion opened up and confessed to her in that moment that he had once doubted his ability to lead the Lion Guard in a similar way to her concerns over the throne. He assures her that she will be able to summon a strength within herself to allow her to rise to the duties that called upon her. Kion knew that Rani would be able to lead her home. Through the compassion of Kion and the other animals who believed in her, Rani accepted her responsibility as Queen of the Tree of Life at the coronation ceremony, and her animals praised her as she accepted the duty of keeping her home free and with order. With the help of those around her, she knew it was her time to embrace her destiny and become Queen Rani. Now, Rani becoming queen is important in her life with Kion because it is a massive life event that completely alters her world. While she had been protective of the Tree of Life as only the leader of the Night Pride, now the stability of her citizens and the land fell upon her shoulders alone. The animals that resided in her domain were now her responsibility, so her priorities shifted to focus on them. Her feelings for Kion would of course continue to grow, but each choice she made had to be what was best for the Tree of Life. And very clearly, Rani understood that to be the best ruler she could be, she needed Kion by her side. Kion shows his commitment to the Tree of Life by dedicating the Lion Guard to patrol during the day, so the Night Pride would only need to at night. He looks within himself to command both the Guard and the Night Pride to defeat Predator invaders, and he proves that he's a true leader. And after being healed, conquering his internal conflict, and mastering the roar of the Elders, he shows he's a powerful protector. By the time the Predators Kion had led to the Tree of Life summoned their largest assault, Rani believed in him and what he was capable of.
I can handle this, if that's okay.
I trust you.
She understood his commitment to his duty, respected his desire to assist others, and cared for the lion who had been patient with all the chaos of her home. Rani had faith in who Kion was and what he was capable of, and saw more than ever that she loved him.
Now I know why Queen Jana was so happy to have the roar return to the Tree of Life. And now that it's here, you should stick around.
At first, Kion wasn't sure what he should do, as he knew the Lion Guard still had a responsibility to watch over the Pride Lands, and hadn't fully considered his feelings for Rani throughout his healing. His plan had always been to return, but as Rani points out how well they work together, and that while they were different, they share so much, Kion starts to see the feeling that they had both been growing that couldn't hide any longer. Kion and Rani finally understood that they were reflections of one another and felt they belonged when they were together. They had changed and grown so much since they had met and hoped their adventure together was only just beginning. Rani appreciated his energy and drive, and Kion loved her patience and care. Working together, they understood that they were able to thrive more than they could if they were apart. In their minds, they knew they were of the same pride.
I want to be a great queen someday too. And a great queen could use a great king like you.
With Kion understanding his feelings, he considers staying at the Tree of Life much more heavily, and so does his friends. They had all found new friends and wanted to help the Tree of Life, but before they could make a decision, friends from home came to warn them of a threat coming to the Pride Lands.
It's Zira. She and her pride of evil lions are back.
As the protectors of the Pride Lands, they were forced to return. While they had hoped to stay, their home needed them now.
As long as we have the Mark of the Guard, we have a duty to defend the Pride Lands.
I know. You can't stay here if the Pride Lands are in danger.
Rani tells each of the members of the Lion Guard that they are all considered a part of her pride, just as Kion had been granted that privilege by Queen Jana, and tells them they will always be welcomed. The Lion Guard then races home to the Pride Lands, only to discover that Zira's journey within the Circle of Life had been completed when she became consumed by her revenge. The enemy lions the Pride Lands had once seen as a threat were now members of Simba's pride, and an Outlander lioness named Vitani even began her own Lion Guard in their absence, which you can learn more about in a video I made previously, which is linked below. Kion and his Lion Guard had returned, but in truth Kion's heart continued to live with Rani at the Tree of Life. He had met a friend that he wasn't willing to give up.
You miss her, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe you can go back to the Tree of Life someday.
After realizing that Vitani's Lion Guard was more capable than his own of protecting the Circle of Life, Kion decided that it was their time to watch over the Pride Lands, which meant the old guard had the opportunity to choose where they wanted to go and what they desired to become, and unanimously, they decided to return to the Tree of Life as guardians. Kion returns to Rani and the Tree of Life, and now Kion promises that he's there to stay. While Rani had once been hesitant to even allow Kion and his friends into her lands, through Kion's time healing, they had grown so close together. Because of Queen Jana's insistence to allow the lion who carried the roar to enter the Tree of Life, Rani and Kion were able to find one another, show who they were, and appreciate everything that they saw, which led to them to become lifelong mates and leaders of this harmonious place. Rani was the queen, and Kion was crowned the king, and they were now ready to work as a team to guide the animals of the Tree of Life into a bright, safe, and unified future. Now a big thank you must go to my wonderful patrons over on Patreon, who are amazing supporters of my videos. I would specifically like to thank Austin Burress, Michelle Atkinson, Serena Mary Schutz, and The Morrigan. They are some of the people who help make more videos come every week and to allow me to explore different types of videos. If you love my content as well and want to be rewarded by getting your name spoken or shown at the end of videos, please consider contributing over on my Patreon page, which is linked below. To see more Lion Guard videos, you can find a link to those videos in the description. And if you'd like to continue to see more magical discussions like this one, then don't forget to click that subscribe button and the beautiful bell if you're new. And finally, as always, thanks for watching and have a magical day.